Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here with an update about two things. First of all, I've been getting a lot of questions asking about the dating scene, so I'm going to have a quick update for you guys after I talk about beef fat. Those of you who know that I'm carnivore, playlist links in the description if you want to get caught up on all of this, because I can't explain it every time. I was carnivore for 6 years, and now this past year, high-fat carnivore. It'll be 7 years total in November. For high-fat carnivore, I started including animal fat with my meals. A lot of animal fat. In my case, it was butter, because that was the easiest for me to get. Now, I know people keep saying, but that's dairy. You don't do good with dairy. You said you don't eat dairy. Butter is mostly animal fat. So that's why carnivores will use it as a form of animal fat. And it is fucking hot all of a sudden. Hang on. AC is now set at 68, and I have a little fan that I have blowing on me at night, and I decided to bring it here. Okay, butter. I was eating butter. A stick to 2 sticks per day is how much I ate of it. And you guys know that I kept saying I wish I could have another form of fat, just because I would love beef fat trimmings. But no, I don't want to go through any effort to get that. I don't want to ask a butcher. I don't want to ask the meat people behind certain stores. You know, like Walmart doesn't have a butcher there. I do not believe. I think it's all shipped in. I just don't want to ask anybody to save that shit for me. I want to go to a store and go to the meat counter and put a bag in my shopping cart and leave. That's how much effort I want to put into that. So beef fat trimmings were never a thing for me, because the couple of stores that I go to do not carry that. Then recently, Derek wanted to go carnivore, and so I've been cooking ground beef for him, and I also love ground beef, and for some reason I go long periods where I don't really buy it, or you know, I don't even want to cut, because I'll buy the 10-pound chub roll, very long, cut it, freeze it. So, but now I was encouraged to start doing that, because I know I'd be helping Derek out. So I have done that twice, 2 10-pound rolls, and I have cooked all 10 pounds like in one day. It takes me like 4 batches in my frying pan. And after it's cooked, then I freeze it. I freeze it cooked, and boy, am I addicted to that. I'm so addicted to the ground beef like that. When I was cooking the ground beef, the first time, like an idiot, I put a piece of butter in the pan, not realizing, of course, there's going to be so much fat, because I buy the 73/27, and yeah, there was a lot of fat at the end. So I scooped out all the ground beef that I could, and then I thought, I'm gonna save the fat, and there was a piece of butter in it, and I thought that's gonna be tasty. So I did, and I made 2 containers like this. These are 2 new ones, because I've done this twice already. And I thought, when that gets hard, I'm so, you know, curious to see if I'll like it. And I fucking love it. I love it. I love the texture. It has a little bit of a crunch to it. When I first started doing butter, I tried turning it into ghee by warming it and skimming off the dairy. It was just way too much work. I didn't care about the little tiny bit of dairy that was in the butter. But I had at one point made ghee that had like a crunch when you bite into it, and I loved the texture. Now this is even a little bit better than just the beef fat, because there is a piece of butter in there. So if you're eating butter and you just don't feel like eating butter, you know, you're doing it because of me, maybe you want to try this, and you could experiment with how much butter you would want in this. I mean, I could do half fat, half butter. That would taste buttery, but it would not be, that texture of the butter. The texture is a little bit, as you know, that can be a turn off to me, but not like sardines. I didn't want to talk about sardines in this video, but I will tell you guys, for those who watched, I had said I'd try to eat a can of sardines after I did that 3-day sardine challenge. A can a day. I was going to try to do a can a day, and I think I lasted 4 days on that. I just don't enjoy it. I'm not happy to open that can and to consume the sardines, so I stopped doing it, because my new rule is I'm not going to do anything I don't fucking feel like doing. So I just went back to you know, my regular eating. Butter, even though the texture, I didn't care. I was able to just quickly and easily cut a pat of butter and eat that, and just would do that throughout the day. And I still do my butter tea, which is a half a stick of butter in about, I don't know, this much in a mug, maybe a half a cup of water. And I just heat that till the butter is melted, and I guzzle that. And that's how I consume my first half stick of butter every morning. When I get up, I have that. I start my day with that. Okay, so I was so excited when I put this in the fridge the first time, and this is what it looks like. And I did put some butter in this one, but not a whole lot. Maybe a pat of butter, about, I mean, certainly not an inch thick, just, I don't know, just a pat of butter. And then on the bottom, this is fucking pure gold down here. It's like the broth, the watery part of the broth of the ground beef, some pieces of ground beef. And yeah, that's fucking good. This one didn't have as much. I do not know why, but this is what this one has on the bottom. So I can easily just pop this out onto a plate, and then I take a knife and I cut it. Now I know some of you might say, well, why don't you just use a baking pan, like a cake pan or something like that. Just didn't want to. I did this. And the easiest way to cut it is I'll take my knife at the point and just put my knife in it a little bit, and you just twist the knife and chunks fall apart, you know, break off, and then you can just cut those chunks. And then I put it back into a container. Now the only thing is, I have no way of really knowing. I guess I could weigh this, because a stick of butter is 1/4 pound. I know this is a container, but let me see how much this weighs. All right, this is a little over 13 ounces, and then minus the weight of the container and minus the weight of this gold. I'm calling it ground beef jelly. That's what it's like, because it's like a jelly texture. I fucking love it. When I tip it over, the last time, I just took a spoon and ate all of that right off the bottom of this chunk of fat. So let's say 12 ounces. That would be 3 sticks of butter in here. So that's a good way to judge, you know what I mean? I don't know. I could cut it into 3 pieces and then just know each piece is a stick of butter equal to that. But I don't really care, because I don't measure and stuff. I just eat a lot of fat as I feel like it, and I'm not going to be overly concerned. I bet you could probably get a mold for a stick of butter. I don't know. Maybe you could. And whatever. Very, very happy about this. And 1 10-pound chub of ground beef made more than this. I still had some left over from the last batch, so I got rid of some of it. But I don't know. It might have been another half of a container. So that 10 pounds of beef that costs me, and it varies across the country, I'm sure, because my brother is paying a little less than me in Texas. I'm in Mississippi. It is $31.82, so I'm paying $3.18 per pound. And none of that is wasted, because I'm eating all the fat that comes with it. Okay. And I just wanted to tell you guys that. And am I still eating butter? Yes, I'm still having my half a stick of butter, and I still have my butter in my refrigerator like I've showed you before, on a plate with a knife, and every now and then I just go cut a piece of butter. It doesn't mean I'm not eating butter. It just means this is going to save me money on not having to buy butter. And I might go through times where I want just butter. I might go through, you know, periods where I want just this, and it's all good. But, you know, I love the flavor of it. And of course I do salt my ground beef, especially the one, you know, that I'm cooking for Derek. So there is a little bit of salt in the fat, in the beef fat. And then there's that piece of butter. And sometimes for Derek, I even put some dried minced onion, just a little bit, gives a flavor. And so that flavor might go in there. I know that's not carnivore, but it's a little tiny bit of flavoring or seasoning. I can live with that. Experiment with it. Okay, dating stuff, but I also wanted to show you guys this shirt. Do you remember this shirt from a try-on? And speaking of try-ons, I need to promote my playlists more. I have a playlist for my try-ons. If you want to get caught up on that series, go ahead. But I don't know if this was in the most recent one, maybe the one before. It's really loose for me, so it's a nice outdoor shirt, and I remember some of you really liking the elephants. I do need to cut the sleeves a little bit, although it's a very light shirt, you know, lightweight, and I probably could get away with it in, you know, during the summer and then leave the sleeves long for later. So I haven't really decided yet, but then I obviously have to make the dart in the back to take up the neck because it's a shifter. You saw my bra straps. You just did. I don't need any hate for that. You see less fabric on somebody's shoulders if they're wearing a bikini, right? I never understood that. In fact, I'm going to tell you a true story. We had a pool the year Derek was born. My grandmother gifted my mother and father. My grandmother lived across the street, and she would have liked a pool. So she said, would you guys take care of the pool, and I'll pay for it. So we got a pool. And I was in the pool every day, every fucking day, in bikinis in those days. Even though you guys have heard me say my stomach got torn up when I was pregnant at 16, I was fortunate enough that it was below the belly button, like maybe this much more below, but then it was just like a pouch of wrinkled shit. But I could kind of like just tuck that in my bikini bottom, as long as it wasn't like a string bikini. And you know, it just was like a little pouch. I didn't care. I would go to the beach like that. So I would walk around the house in my bikini, because sometimes I would just go in the pool for a little bit, and then I would go do something, just stay in my bikini in front of my father, just a bikini that the whole world could see when I went to the beach. And so, you know, once I started getting ready to go out, I was in fucking full-on underwear and a bra, and I decided I can walk in front of my father with my bra and underwear on all I want. And I did for years because it was covered. It covered me more than a bikini. But people thought that was weird that I would let my father see me in a bra and underwear. I didn't think it was weird at all. Not at all. And nobody in my family did. My mother didn't say, like, don't walk around like that in front of your father. No, it was just okay. All right. So see, I'm not afraid to show you my bra straps. For those of you who hate when you see it. I get hate, like, when my bra will show a little bit. That's indecent. Fuck you. So anyway, dating update, which isn't much. And I kept wanting to read things. Maybe I can take, am I recording? Oh my God, I thought I wasn't. I don't know, maybe can I read something? I do have to check the time because I have to take Skylar somewhere. I think I still have time. Okay, dating update. Don, who was Thrifty Guy, and then before that he was Travel Man. It's all the same person, and yes, he said I could call him by name on the videos. Yeah, that's over. And even if he tried to come back, it's over. He has ghosted. He goes through periods. You might remember as Travel Man, he was very inconsistent. And then even as Thrifty Guy, he was very inconsistent. And even as Dawn, his actual name, very inconsistent. And I'm just done playing that game. I got to know him. He does drink, and it is a problem for me. So it's too much for me to handle. At the beginning, I was told it wasn't an issue, and it was just a little bit now and then, you know, stuff like that. But I got to learn that it was too much, and it's just not something that I'm willing to deal with. How do I hide that? and he, like I said, he's very inconsistent, and that's just not what I'm looking for. So the last time I texted him, I never heard back, and that was probably 2 weeks ago, and so that's good. I'm very happy I met him. You might remember that I was supposed to meet him, but then that fell apart again due to his non-commitment ability to make a commitment. He didn't have the ability to do that. And then I tried again because I wanted to meet him. That was just my goal, to get to that step of meeting him. And I did meet him. So I accomplished my goals, got to know him, and he, very nice man. It just you know, again, someone who drinks, they're just not, you know, with it, right? The booze comes first. Porch man, because people keep asking about Porch man. Porch man is the guy that I met on a site, and then on Plenty of Fish, and then through that realized he had used a real name, so I looked that up on Facebook, found him. His Facebook profile had a phone number in it, so in his about information, so I texted it, got him, and within a couple of days we met. I said, hey, I go to South Haven often to go to my thrift store. You live in South Haven. I could stop by one day. We could sit on your porch, because I knew he had a porch. He had talked about sitting on the porch. I even said we could even do that today. I'm on my way to South Haven today. And he said, yeah, sure, come on over. And so we met. And he was so fucking good looking. But I kind of could tell just from that first meeting that he wouldn't probably be into me. And but we texted, and he was very nice, and we, you know, liked each other's things on Facebook, and he would leave some comments. So it was really, really nice. And I left it as, we were supposed to go out after he got his Social Security check. And then when that happened, I just left it up to him. If you still want to go out, you know, let me know. Or if you'd like to just even go out sometime, like with me and my friends, I can let you know. So I left it at that, and nothing ever came of it. And that's fine. That's fine. Again, I met him face to face, so I was really happy about that. So now, at this point, I am still looking. I don't give up. I think there's people out there, I don't care if people say, oh, I gave up on the dating sites. There's no good guys out there. There's nothing. I don't care. What else do I have to do with my time? Twiddle my thumbs? No, I'm going to fucking keep looking for another guy. But I'm going to be fussy this time. I am getting more and more strict about the drinking. So I am still okay with drink socially, because to some people that really can mean once in a blue moon. But I am going to have to really ask a lot of questions, because to so many, social drinking means every day after 4 p.m. You know? It's happy hour in their chair in front of the TV with a bag of chips. You know, that's not what I'm looking for. And I absolutely want someone who will go dancing with me. I've had guys say in their profile they love to dance, they go dancing, or I'll ask somebody who doesn't have that in their profile, do you like to dance? Oh yeah, I like to dance. And then they don't want to dance, even through the conversation. You know, I might ask, well, would you like to go to such and such a place? I'm going there. Maybe we could meet that way and dance. Yeah, I haven't danced in a while. You know, the story changes unless they just don't want to meet me. But in that case, they could just say, I don't want to meet you. You know, I'm not into you. And yes, I am still sending people to my videos. And I know some of you think, well, you shouldn't do that. You should let them get to know you first. But I don't know any better way to get to know me than watching my videos, because that's the real me. You're watching me right now. I was concerned that a bra strap was showing again. Wouldn't that be funny if I did a video just in my bra and all you guys saw for the whole video was my bra strap? Now, if I was still a drinker, I probably would do something like that. No clue what I was talking about. None. Zero. Had something to do with dating, I think. Oh my God, that's awful. Hang on. Obviously, I was talking about dating, but specifically, I think I was talking about dancing. I need a dancing man. And yeah, there was something there that I was going to touch on. They were, you know, like I said, they'll say that they dance, but then it comes to the point that I would like to actually meet them and go dancing, and they just don't want to do that. And again, that could just be that they don't want to meet me. And in that case, they could just say so, because I'm good with that. Is there anything else I want to say about the dating sites? One thing I have learned, and I know that a lot of people, you know, just throw out the term red flags, watch for the red flags. There are no specific red flags. Here's what I'm going to say about red flags. Anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, and this, I don't care if you're a man looking for a woman, woman looking for a man, man, woman, I don't care. If something makes you uncomfortable, don't put the time in to make sure it's really a red flag. Like you might say, ooh, not sure about that, so that's a red flag, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. And maybe you are wrong. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. It doesn't matter if it was really a red flag or not. What matters is it made you feel uncomfortable. That simply means no matter if the person is doing something right or wrong, that's still not your person. You want to match up with someone who is like on the same page as you, right? Let's go with my drinking example, I guess, right? If a guy tells me, I drink socially, maybe at Christmas, maybe at a wedding, I have zero problem with that. I don't even care if they have a couple of drinks or a couple of beers or whatever they do. If they're taking me out dancing, I don't want it in the house. I don't want them drinking in front of the TV because that's just a boundary I have. I'm an alcoholic, sober 20 plus years. Even though I'm not tempted, I don't want to be around someone who might get buzzed. I don't need that. If we're out dancing, I don't care if they're buzzed. I'm fucking buzzed on that dance floor just from the sound of the music and the dancing. I don't need alcohol. Yeah, and you know, things like that, I'm okay. So let's say if I chat with a guy and they say, you know, social drinker, less than maybe, like I said, holidays, maybe a wedding, stuff like that. Okay, I'd be good with that. I would give that guy a chance. But then let's say we go out to dinner. You know I'm not doing that, right? You know, I don't go to restaurants. But let's say for the hell of it, I was a normal human who would go out to eat at a restaurant. And he would order a drink. That to me is a red flag for me in particular. Do I need to give him a chance? Maybe just on that occasion he decided to order a drink and probably would never order a drink again. If I was told rarely, once in a blue moon, maybe Christmas, maybe a wedding, you know, at a wedding, Christmas, I'll probably drink. He didn't say, oh, and if I go out to eat, or if I'm out dining with someone, or if I take someone out dancing, I'll be drinking. You know, didn't say enough. So when I see that the guy's ordering a drink at dinner, I don't have to give that person time. I don't have to invest my time into that person trying to figure out if he has maybe a drinking problem or not. Is it going to be too much for me? I don't have to. That one date, I could say, something felt weird to me. Whether I'm right or wrong, I don't care. I don't want to go out on a first date with somebody and have to feel weird. And that's it. Walk off. Walk away from it. And if they want to know, say, I just felt uncomfortable that you ordered a drink when you said you rarely drink, or whatever. And, you know, if they make all kinds of excuses, I don't know. I would still just move on. I would just move on. So the whole point of this story is, if you feel uncomfortable in any way, you've had some conversation, and maybe something isn't the same as they said before. They could be a liar. They said this, but now it's this. Oh, let me give them a month. Let me give them a month of my precious time to see if they're going to fucking lie. No. If I feel weird about something, that's it. And that's what I'm doing with all the chatting that I do. I chat with a lot of guys, and it's done the minute something doesn't make sense. Let me read. Oh, God. They disappear on Plenty of Fish. I don't know if it's after 30 days. Let me see if I still have a thing I want to read to you. I found it. It hasn't fallen off the site yet. This is a guy who contacted me first. We chatted a little bit, and then at one point I'm like, do you ever go out in the Memphis area, or is that too far out of the way for you? And he said yes, Memphis and South Haven, and Hernando, he knows I'm in Hernando. He goes, and Hernando is not that far from Batesville, so it's only like 35 minutes. And I was like, right, Hernando's not that far, but there's nothing to do in Hernando. So I said, I just wanted to know if you really do go to Memphis, because now we're talking maybe an hour, I don't know, but it's longer. And I want to go dancing, so I want this guy to be able to go to Memphis. And I usually go to live music, to Memphis for live music. I go out every weekend to dance. And he says, oh, that's nice, and I like live music too. And I have a few drinks. And I said, I absolutely love to go out to dancing. I don't drink anymore, but I can be around it. And then, get this, I don't drink either. That was his reply. I haven't drank in 10 years, but I still love to go out and have fun and enjoy myself and make friends. So my next thing was, you said right up above that you have a few drinks, but now you're saying you haven't drank for 10 years. Which is it? And then he writes, if I'm with someone, I don't mind it. I don't even know what the fuck that means. If I'm with somebody, I don't mind it if I drink. Oh, if I'm with somebody, I don't mind if I drink, you know. But it has been a long time since I've been drunk. That was it. He wasn't consistent as to whether or not he fucking drinks. So, see, I don't need to give this guy a chance. I don't need to say, could you please explain yourself better? So that was the end of that conversation. And, you know, it's just like that. I'm very quick, but that was pretty obvious, right? But, you know, some people would look over that. That's how come some people can fall for scammers. They want to believe this is real. And, oh, this guy is awesome. He loves to dance. He'll go dancing. And, you know, and we had chatted a little bit. And they just want to stick to that. And they'll overlook things like, oh, he just made a mistake. He misspoke or whatever. No, fuck that shit. And let me see if I can find anything else. Some of them I wanted to read to you guys, but like I said, they disappear, and then I just never bother to copy it. And where's the one? There's some about the ones that try to argue in favor of living 5 hours apart and that it's not a big deal. That might have been on Facebook dating and not here. Most of these are all people that I catch as scammers. See, my last sentence to them, I can't find it, meaning his Facebook page. Can you please just send me the link? Or can you send me the picture I'm supposed to be looking for? He gives me his name and says, you can find me on Facebook by looking up this name, and there's 40 of them. And I don't see anybody that looks like this guy. And that was it, because I was asking for Facebook. I asked right away, I need to see your Facebook profile, and we need to like each other on Facebook. So in case his Facebook stuff is private, I need to see that Facebook. I need to see what he's posting. And I'm not afraid to ask. And this one, here's my Facebook link after we chatted, and I wanted his in return, and I didn't get it. Another one, wanted to know why I wanted it, and I said, because it's the best proof that you are who you say you are. Never got a reply from that. Another one, this is my Facebook link, and I wanted his, didn't get it. This is my Facebook link. Again, didn't get it back. And I just don't. If they can't send me Facebook, I don't care. If they say I don't have Facebook, sorry. I only date people who have their life out on Facebook so I can check them out. And I ask for phone numbers. I always get their phone number. And of course I ask for their full name. And I do a background check, you know, not an official one, but I look that up. Make sure they're in the town that they say. And Facebook, you go look at their about stuff. Does the town match? Does it say married or single on Facebook? And, you know, married on Facebook and single on the site? You know, you have to do your homework. Anyway, I guess that's it. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm being a little pickier. I want somebody who will actually dance. And I don't even know if I care to do a meetup in advance. Meet me at a fucking bar the night that I'm dancing. I'm not going to waste time meeting somebody. Come to the bar. Bring a couple friends. if they really like to go out and they like to dance, they won't have an issue with that. If I met a guy who contacted me first and say, look, I really like to dance. I see your profile, because my profile says that I'm a dancing whore. Not in so many words. And if he would say, I see you dance, and do you go out in Memphis? Whatever. I don't know. It might even say that. It might say that I go out in the Memphis area. I can't remember. If he would say, how about this? I'm going out Friday night with friends, without friends, I don't care. And maybe you and a couple of your friends can come out. Maybe you'd feel more comfortable with your friends. If not, are you comfortable alone? Come out. And we can sit and chat a little bit. Get there before the band starts, chat, and have some fun dancing. I would do that in a heartbeat. So I'm going to do what I would like to have done. And that's the way I look at it. I don't concern myself anymore. Did you see my eyes for a second go to see if the red dot was on? 'Cause I thought it wasn't recording again. I say, this is how I would act. This is what I would say. This is what I would like to do. And I want a person who's on the same page with those things. With exception. We don't have to be all 100% matchy-matchy. But I want somebody who is sort of like me. They have to fucking swear. That is in my profile. That they have to also swear. That not only do they have to swear, they have to love the fucking fact that I swear. It's important to me. Very. I don't think you guys get it. I want to be free to talk the way I want to talk. I want them to talk the same way. There are some things like that. I would love for them to dance. Is dancing a deal breaker for the right guy? No. As long as they wouldn't be some controlling type and say, you're not going dancing. No, that ain't going to cut it. They need to let me go dancing. With my girlfriends, I would like it if at least they would come to the bar and not drink and just have fun listening to the music. As long as I can dance, I'm happy. But I ideally would love a man who likes to dance, because I can't imagine sharing that interest with someone. And yeah, and I just want somebody who's going to be sort of on the same page as me. At least we need to be on the same page on a lot of pages. We have to be on a lot of pages together. We can have those first couple pages that nobody cares about with the forward or whatever. We don't have to be on those pages. We can be different there. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Try this. Try this if you're carnivore and if you're sick of eating butter. This is a game changer for me. Thanks so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye. Oh, and subscribe.